Welcome to the Spinoso Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Spinoso. My experience and expertise is in building all types of medical companies to 7, 8, and even 9 figures. This isn't a podcast where I tell you you should do this. It's a podcast where I tell you what I did. I want to help you build your business, take ownership of your life, and become a better leader at home and at work. So let's get into it today, guys. Over the last couple of years, I've done some things that objectively are pretty rare. I bought my dad a Shelby Cobra. I bought myself a McLaren, then a Lamborghini, and then I bought the house that for years I always referred to as the someday dream home, and the kind of house that you talk about when you're grinding in the early years. The house that lives in the back of your mind while you're working long hours and building something. The house you say, one day, maybe. So statistically speaking, less than 1% of people on the planet ever do those types of things. And here's the honest part. I enjoyed all of it. I still do. I like cars. I like my house. I'm not one of those people who pretends like success doesn't matter or that nice things don't feel good. That is a whole lot of bullshit. Once I got all those things, I noticed something that surprised me. The high, it fades over time, guys, and it fades fast, like way faster than I expected. I assumed that I'd be sitting in that feeling much longer, that feeling of success. I thought there would be this extended period where I'd look around and think, man, this is it. I made it. I'm here. But that feeling, it didn't last very long. And that forced some actual soul searching. Because if you're chasing goals your entire life, you start asking serious questions when you hit them. Well, why didn't that feel the way that I thought it would? What I eventually realized is this. The mistake wasn't the goals. The mistake was how I was relating to them. When I treated those wins like trophies, like proof that I mattered, like validation that I had finally arrived, they didn't deliver much because trophies are just an empty cup. They sit on a shelf, they collect dust, and eventually they just become normal. But something changed when I started looking at those things much differently. Now when I hit a goal, I don't celebrate the object, I celebrate what it represents. And to be honest, it could represent multiple different things. It could be discipline, focus, consistency, the ability to do hard things over a long period of time, the ability to stay steady when other people quit, the ability to keep moving forward when things get uncomfortable. All those things, they add to it. That's what those things actually represent now. The car, it's not the point. The house isn't the point. They're signals. They give me a feeling, an experience, proof that I'm becoming the type of person who can set difficult goals and then actually crush them. And that's a completely different mindset, because if the goal is the object, well, you're always going to feel empty when you finally get it. But if the goal is who you're becoming, well, then the satisfaction, it compounds over time. Every win becomes confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. The car is just a byproduct of that. The house, just a byproduct of that. The real reward is the version of you who had to build in order to get there. More discipline, more resilience, more patience, more ability to execute, more ability to stay focused while everyone else is distracted. And once I started looking at success that way, something interesting happened. The satisfaction actually got deeper because the purpose wasn't to just acquire shit anymore. The purpose was to become someone else, someone capable, someone disciplined, someone who can carry responsibility, someone who can set a target 10 years out and actually have the patience to go after it. And maybe the most important part of all, someone who can bring other people along the way, help them build, help them grow, help them reach goals that they once thought were completely impossible. Because at the end of the day, the cars, they're great. The house is great. But those things were never the real goal. They were just signals along the way. Signals that I'm moving in the right direction. End of story.